guys, good evening. It is April 10th and welcome to our Team Shine team call. So thank you for getting on. I'm going to cut to the chase. So I love when we bring on other coaches because that way you don't have to listen to me. And it's always good to get a different perspective on some things and hear other coaches' stories. And, you know, hopefully gain, well, obviously not hopefully, we are going to gain a lot of value from Marion tonight. So I keep looking. Marion Green, now Marion Wagner, just recently. You've been married how long? How long?
I don't know. 5 months?
Five or six. I was going to say 6. Okay, I'm good. Okay, so first of all, I met Marion, and I love when she introduced me 2 weeks ago or last week. I was like, oh my gosh, I'd say the same thing. We were at leadership 2 years ago, and Lincoln and I were in the pool, and she said, I felt like I didn't belong there. It was just weird. Oh, hi. Sorry, it was Lincoln. He's closing my door. So it just felt weird. I'm like, I cannot believe you look and you see all these people and you're like, how am I here? I just don't feel like I'm worthy. And then for whatever reason, her and her then boyfriend, fiance, Troy, they were in the pool and we just started talking to them. And it was almost like immediately like he and Lincoln hit it off right away. Mary and I hit it off right away. Joel and Autumn were laying out right directly across the pool from us, so we stared at them for a couple hours, and the guys are like, "Ooh, there's Autumn, or ooh, there's Joel," and whatever. So it was really good, and it was so comforting, and it just made me realize, you know, we're all real people, we all breathe the same way, and we were all deserving to be there, just like anybody. So I want to give you her. I love it, it's like these accolades, but she's been a coach almost 4 years. She is a 7-star diamond, 2-time elite SC10 legend. This is what I love. 6-figure earner in her 2nd year. Okay. She was placed on a dead leg, so built both legs from big fat 0. All right. Wow. So, and I wanted to ask her kind of her downline to kind of get an idea of how her downline is doing. So she said that she has a coach named 3-star on Thursday, which I thought was awesome. And she has 1 2-star and then 2 1-star diamond coaches. So that kind of gives you a little bit of her accolades. And then I'm just going to pass it on to her real quick and let her tell you a little bit about her story. And then we'll just dive into the questions right away. Okay? So you can take it away.
Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. Thank you so much for having me. And I will try to talk fast because I always try to keep our team calls like a half hour, 45 minutes. So I always try to, doesn't everyone can just let go and hopefully they go to work, not to bed. But I don't really know what else to say besides what Christine said. I have been a single mom for the majority of my time as a coach, which I think sometimes, I think that matters a lot because I've balanced, you can balance, you get up early, you stay up late, and you do the work, and it's the beauty of this business, right? That you can fill in this work fits in the cracks of your day. I'm an Oregon girl. I don't know if anyone here is from Oregon or no. Are you guys all Texas people? No? Oh, okay. I'm in Denver, Colorado now. No one's from Denver. Oh, rap. Usually I like it when I'm like, oh, I'm a Scorpio. Is anyone else a Scorpio? No, so I don't really, Texas, Indian, Nancy. Okay. So maybe we just dive into the questions and then I'll just share my little story as we go.
Okay. So I tried to, just so bear with me guys, because I tried to take all your questions and kind of make, if they're kind of the same, put them together. But I wanted to ask you, okay, hold on 1 second. What does a typical day for you look like?
Oh my gosh, I don't have one. I get up at the same time every morning. I get up at 6 o'clock every morning, and I have my little ritual routine, whatever. But it's not like all these men that bloviate on all their podcasts about a 3-hour morning routine. I'm like, sit down. Who has time for 3 hours in the morning to meditate and give gratitude? It takes me 10 minutes. So get up at that same time every morning, but every day is so different. If Cooper's home with me, then it's a lot of mommy and me time. And I'm on my calls. As I'm driving, I am sending out voice messages, voice texts. I do a lot of, there's no typical day. That's a horrible answer, but there's just not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, I don't think so. You know how to go with the flow, and you do what, like you said, if Cooper's home, you spend time with him, and if he's not, it looks different, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So when you were talking about like doing messages. So one thing, these can be just call these questions 2 and 3. So one thing you said, because I kind of gave him a background, is you built entirely from your cold market. So how did you build from a cold market? And then like with that said, how are you connecting with people now? Like on what social media platform, I'm assuming, or?
Yeah. So yeah, I built from cold market. I'm an introvert. I'm kind of shy. Unless I have tequila in me, then it's another story. I probably had some of that when I met Christine the first time. I'm just more comfortable online in the online setting. And if you go to my like page, you won't see that I have a very engaged community for the most part. But I don't have the largest. I've never run Facebook like ads to my account yet. I'm thinking about doing it right now. I don't know. I might segue into that. But I just I had a blog earlier on before I became a coach, and I always talked about fitness. I always talked about, it was more of a lifestyle blog. And to be completely honest, it was like a mid-sized blog, which my readership is around 250,000 in a month. And that's very good. It's okay. But when I segued into Beachbody, I stopped the blog. And so a lot of people that joined me early on they knew me from the blog. So it's not really fair to compare my story and say apples to apples, because I had that before Beachbody. But nowadays I just continue. I do the majority on Instagram now. I love Instagram stories, but I have never, and this is a bad thing about me, I've never done cold messaging before. So it's been difficult for me to teach my team how to do a power hour, because I always just I do an invite post and then I send a few of them, but I've never really had to, it's not really helpful. I guess the point is that's how I started off, but 4 years later, I don't have that same blog anymore. Nowadays it is just about being consistent and showing up, and I know who I'm talking to. I know exactly the woman I'm talking to, and if people unfollow me, it's like, bye Felicia, that's fine. I'm not the coach for them, and they aren't my person. I want to be so myself that I connect right away. There's no doubt about it when they see my stuff, and we know that we're meant to be connected.
What's your Instagram handle? That might, just so they can kind of get an idea.
Oh, you don't want to.
You don't want to.
No, because I'm a bad coach. I just started posting on it again a few months ago. Before that, it was just Facebook. Here. Okay, so it is Marion Berry Fitness.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, Marion Berry Fitness is my Instagram.
Okay. I knew that.
And it's not fab, you guys. It's not very good. It's not, I shouldn't say that. It's good. It's good for the amount of work I put into it. It's fine. I just post there what I post on my Facebook, because you don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. So you double. Okay. I do that too. Don't you guys double post instead of trying to spend 17 hours? Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So let me ask you, okay. So how do you handle objections and stumbling blocks?
Oh gosh. I should have said this. I'm a psychologist. So that I forgot to mention that. I'm a mom. So as a psychologist though, I think I take objections as, number one, it's a sign that they're actually considering it. There is a battle going on upstairs where they're okay, there's a part of me that wants to do this, over here is that part of me that's very uncomfortable with change. People tell themselves all kinds of BS lies, like, I know how to eat healthy, so I'll just figure it out on my own. No, you won't. How's that been working for you lately, huh? I know there's all kinds of videos online that I can just stream that are for free. Yeah, it's been there for the last 2 years that you said you've sat here with the weight. What's different now? And I think that when people come up with objections, then I just kind of more ask the question behind the question. So it is, sounds like if it's a price objection, which I don't get a lot of those, and I don't spend a lot of time with people. If I get a price objection up front, I'm like, you know what? It sounds like you're not really ready right now. I run groups every month. I'm here for you if you change your mind. And you will be shocked how many people write back and say, like, you know, I thought about it and I'm ready. I'm done. And they jump in anyway. And if they're not really ready, if they're still in that, what we call the pre-contemplation phase, which is like a smoker, you know, they're thinking about, am I going to quit? Am I going to quit? Am I going to quit? Everyone's giving me pressure to quit. I'm not quitting. It has to be my time. That pre-contemplation phase. And then when they get to the contemplation phase, they're like, I'm ready to change my life. I'm changing. And then they make the decision. And then if they truly have gone through those stages, then that decision is rock solid. Those are those people that join your group and you don't even need to coach them. They are like showing up every day, committed. They lose the 50 pounds they're done, right? So, but if you're still bringing up like, I don't know. I mean, I spent $150 at Red Lobster last night, but I can't imagine spending $156 on this challenge pack. Like, then it's kind of like, you're not ready. But then
I love that. I love the ask the question behind the question and just flat out saying, sounds like you're not ready. Like, that's so.
They freak out sometimes. Yeah. They're like, oh, I thought you just want to make a sale. I'm like, no,
That's good. That's really good. Okay. So with that said, like, what about stumbling blocks that you've had in your business and how have you handled those?
Oh gosh. I will be completely honest. Last year was okay. So 2 years ago, I went through a very bad, it was a very, very hard divorce. And it was me leaving with my child within a week. We left Nevada and we flew to Portland, and basically Cooper and I moved. It was traumatic. It was awful. And it's very difficult. I don't know how many of you guys have ever gone through things in your life that are one of those big moments, those hard things like a death or divorce or those hard things in life. And it's very difficult to show up and be like happy, perky, poly positive. And that's usually who I am. But it felt forced. It felt inauthentic. And I got mad at coaching because it was making me, here I am, like in Portland, trying to find a place to live and pushing Cooper in a stroller. And instead of grieving like everything that just happened, I'm like, what am I going to post this afternoon? And that's such a horrible, icky place to be in. And I decided, I just embraced it. And I shared a little bit with my followers, and I don't know if you call them readers, where I just let them in and I showed them what I'm doing to combat it. Like, I don't feel like working out today, you guys, but I'm doing it because that little guy sleeping in the room over here needs me to show up. And so I'm choosing to show up. You choose to show up in your life too. Like, that's the message I decided to kind of go with. I didn't show them the bottle of wine I drank every night, whatever. But it's just more like you show up because you have to lean into those hard times and don't try to be perfect. That year, that was the year we finished it was 27 or 28 in the company. And it was because when you get emotion behind something and passion, and I shared it with my team, they all rose up and we knew we had a mission. We knew we wanted to prove something. We wanted to do something and help people to a certain degree. And that was awesome. Then last year was very difficult, just with the nature of the business. Let's cut through the BS and say, like, last year was hard for a lot of us. If you're a newer coach, I don't know, but last year we had that little it was like an awkward phase, like it was like puberty, you know, where you're zitty and you're just unattractive and you think neon is cool. And it's a hot mess. And the transition from Beachbody on Demand, from DVDs to Beachbody on Demand, and then $99, and people are like, I don't need you anymore because I got my $99. Why do I need Shakeology? I'm like, no. That was hard, but I feel like we are Stella, getting a groove back right now with all the products. That's how I talk. All the, like the, I mean, 2B Mindset is filling a niche that is in the marketplace that so many, oh my gosh, women are just need this hard. They need it hard. And the bars are great. I'm just excited for where we are right now. And I'm just going to be like, last year was a learning curve. And I got to say good. I didn't lose rank, but I did lose a lot of the people who are on the fence. And as far as I care, I don't care. They did me a service because I don't want to spend time with people who they don't see the long-term vision. I co-owned before being a psychologist, I co-owned the largest event planning company in Oregon. And I still around. I sold my half. I know what it's like to have the brick and mortar. I know what it's like to go to the bank and have employees and do all that stuff. That's hard. What we do is it's hard some days if we make it hard, but when we put meaning behind it and we know that there's people that need to hear from us and our team depends on us and you show up and you have a vision, oh my gosh. It's all about knowing what you want to accomplish. And then you have to, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent right now. I believe in be, do, have. Have you guys ever heard of that? You need to be the person and do the things in order to have the results. Most of society thinks it's have, do, be. I need to have the great income in order to do the things that a 5-star coach does and the posts that they do to attract the people. And then I will be that 5-star coach. That's so ass backwards. You have to be the 5-star diamond coach today. You have to be the 10-star diamond coach today. That's what I'm like. I'm like, I want to be the 15-star diamond coach today. And what do they do? How do they speak? How do they talk to people? What is their tone? What is their body language? What do they believe in? How do they approach their business? What do they expect of their coaches? That's B. Then I do the things. I show up. I embody that as best I can. And then the result was B. You have the results. But most people get it backwards. And those are the people who left last year. And that wasn't a lot of them, but I would rather work with those who know it's a roller coaster and embrace it. Sorry, that was so long.
No, it's not. I love the be, do, have. That's so fantastic. Okay, so you're not organized. We know that. You are, okay, hold on a second. Oh, here's one. How do you keep your excitement and engagement in your challenge groups and on your team page? That's a good one.
So my challenge groups, there's coaches that run amazing challenge groups, I know. And they do like 2 or 3 posts a day. They're going live all the time and blah, blah, blah. That's not me. I set the expectations of my challengers from day one. I show up in the morning and in the evening, and I go live a lot because I need to do this, feed belief into them. I talk a lot about be, do, have in my challenge groups because they want the results, but they think that they need to be if you want to be the size 6, what would you do? Okay. My challenge groups, I assign coaches for the day. They, on the banner, they are all responsible for and the posts they come up with are brilliant. To kick things off, they're all going live, sharing why the heck they joined in the first place. And I want them to get real. I want them, and I will challenge them. You didn't join this group because you wanted to lose 20 pounds. That's BS. There's something else. What does that 20 pounds mean to you? Why is that important to you? Well, because I would fit. No, what does that mean? If you were to fit into those clothes, what would that even mean to you? Well, it would mean I'd be confident again. Why do you need to be confident again? Because I'm tired of looking in the mirror and feeling depressed. What would it feel like to look in the mirror and feel something different? Like those are the things that I work with them on. I believe that what we do is actually like everyone here is like a psychologist. Really. I quit my job because I felt like I was helping people more than I was at my other job. Like with this, we're not in the business of selling things. We're not in the fitness business per se. I think we're in the fat between the ears. That's it. And when people tap into that, it's like coaches. When coaches tap into that, I have another one this week that's you mentioned like the stars, that she's gonna go probably 2 or 3 star in the next few weeks. And she was stuck at diamond for 2 years. And it's not because of anything I said, but it's because she finally it's up here. Each one of us have to make that decision ourselves. Nothing Christine says will ever get you there. Nothing I say or anyone else. It's more about looking in the mirror and saying, I'm effing tired of being where I am. Why am I where I am? If we want to know what we think about ourselves, we have to look at where we are and decide whoa, so what got me here isn't going to get me there. So what do I need to change? I went off the question.
No, you're so good. I mean, you guys are with her, right?
Yeah, comment. You guys do stuff in the chat, ask questions
Yeah, you guys ask questions in the chat too. Okay, so when you talk about your engagement with your challenge groups, and that's one thing, I don't go live enough. I always think, I should go live, and then I don't. And then I did Saturday, and I'm gonna cry now. I did Saturday after our workout, because it was phase 3, and I sobbed.
I saw that post that you did. Yeah.
I went in, I was like, and I need to do that more. They need to see us. So I think that's fantastic. So that's giving me excitement with your challenge group, but with your coaches. And I know you said it doesn't matter what, what your upline says to you. It's about looking deep within. I mean, I think everything about this business, whether you're a coach, whether you're a challenger, life, whether you're a mom, whether you're breathing, it's all up here. So with your coaches, how do you, keep them excited, keep them on track, keep the team, the cohesiveness, keep a team happy cohesiveness, yet challenge your coaches and kind of make it all mesh together? Does that make sense at all?
Yes. And I would say, number one, I don't assume responsibility to keep my team excited. I think it's a team effort, and I lean on my leaders I'm like, hey, you're really good at XYZ. I think you should jump on the team page and drop some knowledge bombs. Do you mind this week? I like to do those, and emerging leaders that I see, people that are hitting, new coach. We have a new coach that has 4 kids, works full time, and there's a family restaurant business on the weekends. And she hit Success Club 18 and Emerald in her first month. And I'm like, yeah, you go live and talk about how you did that. And that gives her confidence, and it shows everyone else, number one, your excuses are invalid. And number 2, look at her. If she can do it, you can do it. That's what matters. I will say that my upline really didn't have a team page. I never had a coaching 101. So honestly, my coaching 101 for my team is 4 small little modules on Thinkific. It's nothing, because I believe that what we do is not rocket science, and too many people become professors of coaching and they learn all the things. I'm like, girl, you don't need to learn about star diamond bonuses when you are an emerald. Just where you are right now, just do those things. And so I guess, how do I keep the team excited? I go live, and I celebrate those people that I think are kicking booty, and I also tell a lot of inappropriate jokes, like we all do on the team page. It's kind of a fun free-for-all, but I will say this. I don't have a page just for my PS coaches. I have a page I have one page, and it's for, everyone can add their people if they want to. I have some leaders who just do their own thing and don't, and then I actually dumped a lot of people last year. I moved our team page, and I said, if you're committed to joining us, come join us over here. But if not, it's okay. That's okay. So we went from 550 people on a team page to I think right now we have 200, but they are all in. So I'd rather take that, because you're 20% of the people on your team are going to build 80% of your business. And my income hasn't gone down with the change of that. So it's just
awesome.
I lost the fat. Yeah.
Sue has a question about where you're in your challenge groups. Do you use Facebook or the challenge tracker app?
Good question. So I laugh because I have some coaches who are diehard app people. And I'm like, I hate the app. I don't like the app because it's annoying for me to comment and it's not as engaging. So I don't do the app. I am doing the app right now. I'm on day 10. I'm on day 9 of the Ultimate Reset right now. I'm like, oh, I thought I had an extra day. I'm on day 9 of the Ultimate Reset, and we're doing the Ultimate Reset in the app. And it's okay for that group, but I like Facebook. But then I watched Mark Zuckerberg on the news today. I'm like, oh, the future of Facebook.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Okay. Well, here's something for Sue though, and I want it because Sue, first of all, Sue doesn't have a lot of people on Facebook, which is why she uses the app. So it's almost not an option for her.
Yeah, I have a couple coaches like that too. Go with the app, embrace it. They love it. If they're not on Facebook, yeah.
Okay, and because then I have girls that I'm literally old enough to be their mom times about plus 5 years, and they run theirs on the app because Facebook is like grandma land for them. So there is those situations where I think, like one of my coaches, she kills it on the app. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your tracking system?
Sorry, I laugh because I've tried them all. I know Kristen's like, don't tell people that. I'm a paper pencil girl. I feel like when I track things on my computer, when they purchase, I put it on the computer. I have an Excel doc where I do that. But really, I track everything paper pencil. But see, to each their own. There's no wrong way to do it. The only way that's wrong is not to do it at all.
That's true. What is your favorite, some of your favorite personal development books?
Oh, I am obsessed with The Compound Effect. Darren Hardy. How many of you guys have read that? Yes. I just feel like it's a quick read. It gets to the point. It's really what this business is about, really. It's about being patient and, but persistent. And that's really what Compound Effect is all about, right? And I also love that whole analogy, if you guys have read it, with the whole building, the 2 buildings, where if it's on one of them's on fire and he says, go cross the bridge at the top of the building and you will get $100. Would you do it? I'm like, no, I'm not going to walk across 2 buildings for $100. But how about if I put the person you love the most, whether it's your child or your spouse, on that building? Would you cross? Yes, hands down, right? It is. And that to me is everything. What is the reason? Why are you on this call tonight? There's something that makes you want to show up and not be. You could be watching This Is Us or like being with your family and playing board games. I don't know. But you're here. There's a reason you're here, and don't let that time be just like frivolous spent. God, make it like, what are you working for? What is your vision? And do you really feel and believe 100% in that vision? And hear yourself being on the national wake up call. Hear yourself being announced as the new 5-star diamond, being introduced to the round table. Do you see yourself joining that group? Do you see all these things? They have to be there in your mind, front and center, clear in color, right here, versus far away in black and white. And that's why I love The Compound Effect. You like how I take a question and I'm like, bah.
That's why I have you on here, because you're so real. You're not like this. You are. It's just, I want them to see you.
Oh yeah, if I can do this, you guys can do this.
Well, and let me ask you, I have a question for you, because it took me about probably 2.5 years and a training video to completely change my outlook on this business, where I watched one video and I was like, I see it now. So I was able to, it clicked for me that I was like, I'm not yet a 6-figure earner, but I'm going to be. I'm going to be on the round table. I'm going to be elite. Like those things, and I want to say, I want our team to be, I can do that now. And it took like, what was that moment for you that you went from like, ooh, I'm a coach to limiting the beliefs to you never had it?
When the minute I signed up to become a coach, I didn't know it was a business. I signed up to become a coach because I bought P90X3 because I was working all day. I dropped Cooper off at daycare and I went to my job as a psych. And then after work, I got Cooper and I was looking in the mirror. I'm like, I'm gaining weight. I feel skinny, fat, and just unattractive. So I joined a gym. I went one time because I picked Cooper up from daycare and we drove to this gym. And then I took him to the gym daycare. And I went upstairs and I looked up at the monitor and that was maybe my moment where I'm like, I can't do this. He's been in daycare all day long and now he's in daycare. So I can't. So talk about expensive. That was 2-year contract in the gym and I went one time. So I picked Cooper up and we went home and my brother, who's a really busy tax attorney for Amazon, who never has time to work out, I was talking to him on the phone and he's like, guess who lost 30 pounds? I'm like, when do you have time to work out? He's like, no, I'm doing this P90X3. It's like, huh. Well, I don't know what that is. It sounds intimidating as heck, but I'll do it. So I went online and searched forever to order it. I didn't know where to buy it. And I bought it and I posted on Facebook that I was doing it. And this chick reached out to me. She was a friend of an acquaintance of mine and said, hey, I have a challenge group. Do you want to join? And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but that sounds like fun. So I joined. And then 3 days later, I signed up to become a coach. And because I actually messaged her and I said, can I do what you do? And she's like, I guess, yeah. So I signed up to become a coach. And then it was actually, I did have a moment. I just thought of it now. It was the first national wake-up call I ever heard. And I don't even know who it was, but I remember thinking, this is a business? Like, people make money in this? This is bizarre. What have I done? Like, I didn't know what I signed up for. But then I realized, like, oh my God, I think I can do this because I already love Tony Horton. I'm obsessed with him after 3 days. And I looked into the business and I thought, I want to be on the National Week. I want to do this. I can do this. So it was from early on. I held my first sneak peek group by myself when I was 2 weeks old as a coach. And I had 2 people join, and both of those people wanted to be discount coaches, and they made me Emerald. And one of those is actually one that's going 3-star this week. And she's a full-time, she quit her job as a nurse. Her family bought like the cabin that she's out, the lakeside cabin she's always wanted, and she's home with her boys and all. I mean, like, this opportunity it's whatever you decide to make of it. But that was my moment. I heard the national wake-up call and I realized if she can do it, I can do it.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking and I'm muted. That's awesome. I think there is that, like, I think there is, I can't believe you had your first sneak peek in like 2 weeks. I remember when I was new and I listened to a call with Scotty Hobbs, and he said that like he did his first team call and no one got on, but he went ahead and did it anyways and was like, it was good practice. And I remember Janelle talked last year at Summit that didn't she do something and she was on mute the whole time? Yeah, like so like everybody's like, she gave a TV away for a challenge pack. Wasn't that right? To join her challenge, like she gave like a TV away. She told us at Summit. It was hilarious. And it's like, I think everybody forgets that everybody starts as a coach, you know? Oh, and like so, okay, that's fantastic. I want you guys to unmute yourself because I know you have more questions. I kind of went through everything that you guys had asked or posted on our team page, but I would love you, because we have her, if we just have a few more minutes, you guys, because she's so real and she's so, like you see, I mean, she's nothing, like she's Marion. Like, and I can say that because when I first met her, I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, none of that's not mean. I'm just, she's Marion. So please, you guys, ask her questions while we have her. Like a different perspective besides me yapping my mouth. Anybody? Abby, ask a question.
Like, what are you guys struggling with right now? Or what do you
Oh, what is I unmuted myself. Right, when she said, what are you struggling with? Oh, hell. There's so much at this moment. I I think my biggest struggle right now is that I finally have a couple coaches that are working, one who's on this team or this call, and I'm super, super, super proud of her and every step that they're doing. But I find myself like being so excited about them and what they're doing that I like suddenly like forget to go work my business. So, and I know, and I apologize that I jumped on late and so I didn't hear like the beginning of the call. So I apologize if you've already like talked about this, but how do you split your time and make sure that you're there enough to support, but like also like go find the FAQs, go find your YouTube videos?
Like, how do you support so are you asking like, how do you support your coaches and then also take care of your own business, or how?
Yeah. Like, I mean, how do you balance that? Cause it's new for me to have people that are actually working it. And I'm
exciting.
Like, yeah. I don't know what to do with you guys. I just want to help you every single day.
I'm not really hands off with my new coaches, but I recommend kind of setting them the example of like, okay, here's where FAQs, I'll like in the new training, like create for them to go through. Did you take, Christine, did you take Z's PDF? Did you change it and make it?
I'm working on that. I believe me guys, I'm banging my head against a freaking wall, trying to come up with a new training because I've recreated it about 8,000 times. So I literally haven't pulled up on my computer. Yeah. And I wanted to talk to you about Z's anyways, because I know Joy uses it. So trying to make it simple. That's what she's saying.
I was just going to say like, I mean, like I said, my new coach training is not, did you want to say something?
I think I use almost what you do. My old training was what you use. Go ahead.
Okay. So my training is not much at all. But I'm very like with my new coaches, I'm just kind of like, just start posting and talking to people and shoot me a message if you have any questions, but make sure you Google or you, they actually have a new coach. Do you guys have a new coach group too? No. So I stopped doing that and I started it again for the whole downline last month. And it's been a good thing because that way they can answer each other's questions.
Do you have a group versus a pod? Like a message thread?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Like
I have a Facebook page. Yeah, there's too many new ones for a pod. I have them for my PS coaches. I have a little pod, but I don't know. I mean, a lot of the women that join my group are they're busy professional women. They don't necessarily have all the time to be yapping on a pod with me all day. But I guess to answer your question, don't try to be perfect. Like right now, I will be completely honest. I'm at Success Club 0. And that's not where I know I'm not going to finish the month there. I always hit at least 10. But it's because earlier this month, I've been investing into my leaders as they're rank advancing. We're doing this Diamond Sprint Intensive group for 10 days, and that's where I'm putting my energy. And I prioritize my messages. At the end of the day, I will go through here, and the coaches that are working, I respond to them. The coaches that are not really working, and they're just kind of asking questions that don't make sense, but I'm like, I'll respond to them in the morning. So it's all about prioritizing and I think, and then but typically I will say this, the first part of the month is for me working my business. And then the second part of the month is for me to help them reach their goals to some extent. Because I can't remember the last time I haven't been at least Success Club 10 by the 10th of the month. That's like standard on my team is like, I announce and I celebrate those coaches who are 10 by 10 by the 10th of the month. And this month I'm like, I'm at 0 guys today. But they also need to see that too, because they need to know that it's not easy for me. I still have to like do stuff. I don't just like snap my fingers and things happen. Yeah. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Does anybody else have any? I know you guys have questions. Anybody? I might ask another one.
Well, I do have a question along the same lines as what Abby was talking about, or you were mentioning about coaches that are working and coaches that are not working, and how you decide to spend your time. What about challengers? You know, the quiet challengers versus I don't have anybody super active, but where do you spend your time? I feel like I spend a lot of time following up with freaking challengers.
I mean, like, how often are you following up with them?
Oh my God, weekly at least.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to build up. I'm trying to get to diamond, so I need discount coaches. And I'm always following up with those that are not continuing with Shakeology. And
Yeah.
I feel like I spend so much time on that.
So with my challenge groups, oh, hi. Okay. So do you want to say hi? Hi. That's my husband and that's my child. They're bringing me okay, thanks, honey. Thanks, babe. Bringing my ultimate reset pills for dinner before dinner. Okay. So I love this question. So I actually didn't mention this about my challenge group. So when I started challenge group number 1, I have them sign the contract. I have a whole new challenger. It's like a 16-page PDF that I put together. I'm happy to share it with Christine to share with you guys. That you guys can just make, it's a Canva document, so you'd want to make a copy of it first, please, and then you can edit it. But in there, I have the contract that they need to sign. And when I go live, I make it very damn clear that they're adults and I'm not going to check up on them. Like, they're in here because they chose to be here. So get right with that. And if you disappear, I'm not going to come looking for you. There's no search party here. But if you're really to show up and you come here and you comment and you post, that's the expectations, that you make one post a day and you comment, not like. Forget likes. I don't care about likes. Comment and support the other women in this group, because guess what? You said you would. And if you aren't going to do that, you're out of integrity. And that's a recipe for being actually falling into like a depressed state. You want to be in self-integrity and do what you said you're going to do. So they start off really strong. At the end of week 1, I send out an email really quick, just same little copy paste to everyone. And it's more like, you're rocking this week, just checking in on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel? How are you doing? And oh, by the way, do you have a Shakeology recipe that you love? Then I respond there. I notice who doesn't respond to me. And I see who's active and who I think is really potential coach material. And I put them all in an Excel document, their names, and at the very top I mark them in red, orange, green, or I have a color system. And I know which ones are the ones that I'm going to pour into the most. And then I have these here in the middle where I'm like, they could go either way. I'm going to push them here. And then I have the ones down below who are sometimes like those squatters that, I don't know. I'm like, why are you here? I don't get it. And I don't necessarily invite them back into the group. If they are on Shakeology HD, then I expect them to be a discount coach. At the end, but 2 weeks into the group, I am talking to people about, like, I'm planting seeds about, squatters, if they're not on HD, peace out. Like, that's not a mean way to, it sounded mean. I can't say it didn't sound mean, but if you aren't going to support other people, don't be a taker. This is a place for everyone to be a giver, and you said you'd be a giver. You can't just take. That's not how my groups work. So I have smaller challenge groups. They're not huge, but they're people that show up and commit. And so I would say divide them up and put them in Excel in the order. And then you're sending out certain messages to those people, certain messages to those people. And down here, it's, hey, I know you love Shakeology. Let's get you set up so that you're at least getting the discount. Do you want me to start you in the process? Like, do you want me to send you the link? And if they say no, then you kind of know where they fall. And then the middle people, a lot of times those people become the really good coaches. Really, just because they're quiet in the groups sometimes. Did that help? Did that help, Sue?
Sorry, Sue.
Okay.
Did that help?
Sorry. Yeah, I think so.
Don't check in on them every weekend. That's not your job.
No, I mean, the Shakeology stuff is very, very, very frustrating. If they're on again, off again, kind of a thing. It's or won't even start. Yeah. So yeah.
And I give them the option of either Shakeology or the performance line,
Yeah,
and now it'll be the bars, I guess,
the
too.
bars. I'm really excited about the bars with that
Yeah.
opportunity.
So now you're giving them options. Here, Beyonce, here's 3 options. Which one do you want to join the next group?
Do you require them to be on one of those to be in your group?
I give them one, I know you and I talked about this. I give them 1 month. If they buy the $99, which I think I just sold one. I can't remember the last time I have. If they do the BOD only, then they get 1 month in my group. And I mean, I have a couple coaches who did join my group that way, and then they see everyone else drinking Shakeology and they end up trying it. So they get 1 month in the group and that's it, unless they order.
Okay.
But to stay in the group, they absolutely.
No, and I've always been that way too. And I know some people disagree with me, but I'm like, well, we can agree.
I'm not going to run. I'm not a charity. And yeah, and I think we have to.
I'm like, this is my job. I pour my heart and soul in my challenge groups, and that is my time and my choice because I'm a good coach. But okay, that's my.
If you don't value your time, then you can't expect them to, and it's the price. They'll take it more seriously, and that's.
One other thing too that you said that maybe this will help you guys as far as I do prizes, but if they are not engaged, they are not, like, I don't care if you've lost 500 pounds. If you're not engaging at all, I'm not sending anything in your mailbox. And I tell them all the time, I think Kim knows, I had a challenger a long time ago who messaged me. Kim knows who she is. And she was like, I posted the other day and no one's supporting me. Not once. Oh, I quit working with her a couple of years ago. Not once. I said, have you ever once commented or supported anyone else? She couldn't say it. Never. And I was like, you cannot expect that. You never. So I was like, if you're not going to they have to engage, and I'm the same way. They have to, and Marion, I'm sure I call them out. I call them out a lot, and it's with love that I do it, but they know, and I guess I set that expectation up front too, that they know, like, come on guys. Or the people with 80 Day Obsession who said, I'm going to stop Shakeology and the performance line when I'm done with this program. You should have seen the post I did. I said, so that's kind of like if you're bipolar and you stop taking your meds. Like, it's working for a reason. You're getting results for a reason. I'm like, oh, I did. I'm like, don't go there with me. Like, it is working. You are getting results because you're doing this. Yeah, sorry. But it keeps them going. So anyways, and that's, okay, if we're almost done, does anybody have any other questions for Marion before we let her go? Anybody? No? No.
Marion, thank you. I do like how real you come across, and just be you. And just so, I mean,
Dorky.
That's okay. I'm dorky too, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you care to share that contract with me?
Oh, the new Challenger one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make a copy, I promise.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope this is helpful.